Good afternoon. My name is Jose Alvarez, and my team is composed by me and Fausto Castañeda. Today, we're here with Ale Alvarez, and we're doing the Social Justice Unit 1 project. Ale, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Ale, short for Alejandra. I am in my senior year of college at Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, studying athletic training.
All right, so let's start with the questions. First question: what do you think is a significant worldwide social problem causing suffering today?
Um, I think a big one is probably the lack of empathy in people.
All right, so now the next questions I'm gonna ask are gonna be based on this problem so that we can develop on this topic. And for example, do you think lack of empathy is seeing like it has the same impact on like all over the world, or it's specifically for some regions, for some like countries or areas or communities? What do you think about it?
I think, yeah, it's a problem all over the world. Obviously, it's more seen in some specific regions, especially in the US, for example. Um, but yeah, I think all over the world it's the problem.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And what do you think causes this problem? What's the main factor for this problem?
I would say also like lack of education and principles. For example, if you don't educate a kid since their young stages of development, it's very hard to um for them to have those principles and values that everyone needs or should have to have empathy and create like more peaceful and better world. But yeah, basically education and mhm.
Yeah, and do you think like there's like a solution or a way to lessen the impact of this problem? Like you said, education, like for example, what's one way in which you can like make this better?
That I can make it better or in general.
Just in general right now.
Um, but yeah, start education problem programs, sorry. Um, yeah, basically improve the quality of education.
Okay, yeah. And what kind of suffering does this problem create? Well, I think that the obvious answer is like a mental like suffering, but
Mhm.
do you think like causes like another type of suffering? And also you can like develop on how it causes like mental suffering.
Yeah, I think empathy, like lack of empathy would the base of many problems. One of them can be, yeah, mental suffering, especially in, well, I see it a lot in college, for example, with um college students that, I don't know, some of them need help and some professors are too proud and too, like, they don't want to give out help and stuff like that. But you can see it in politics, you can see it in the medical field. Lack of empathy for me is a big thing.
And like that mental problem, you think it can lead to like other suffering, like other types of suffering, for example, or physical suffering, like it can lead to other things.
Yeah, of course, it can always lead to, well, extremes. It can affect people in the ways they want, like maybe they want to hurt themselves. And at some point, I feel like that's an extreme example, but it can definitely lead to that.
Yeah, and now like have you ever done something or like actually like currently do something to address like this problem or like to relieve the suffering it creates? Have you ever like been involved in this?
Um, I think, yeah, here in college, I've gone to, there's this, sorry, forgot the word. There's a program in downtown Pittsburgh where they feed homeless people, and every Friday, homeless people go and get their free food. I volunteer there sometimes, and I think mostly in high school, I volunteered a lot um, with problems like that, but not recently.
And then you said that for example you give the example of homeless people. Do you think that lack of empathy like makes the problem of homelessness a greater problem, or is it just like it's already big enough that lack of empathy doesn't have any effect on it?
Mm, I think it does have, I think it has like a small effect on homelessness, because there's not much we can do being empathetic and like, oh my God, I'm gonna give food to this homeless person right now, but mm, we're not gonna give a, a better life because we gave $1 to this person or a snack or something. Um, but yeah, maybe there was lack of empathy in this person's parents or in this person's family, and that's why they end up where they are. I don't know. It can
Yeah.
definitely
And
have
then
some.
going back to the program you say you were involved, do you think like you actually made a difference or at least made a small impact on well the problem or of either homelessness or the problem of lack of empathy? Do you think you make a difference?
I think I did, but a small
Small
difference.
difference?
Hmm.
And like would you wanna like keep getting involved in this so that maybe that difference gets bigger, and how would you do it?
Yeah, I would definitely look for that in the future. I think I would start mm, right now with my area of expertise, which is sports medicine. So I would do something there educationally.
Okay, yeah. And then like do you think like we as individuals, like for example me and you, we have the like a responsibility or an obligation to do something about this problem you presented, or like like are we forced to do something to make a like a change?
I think we're not forced to do it, but it is kind of every human being's obligation to want to make the world a better place. And because at the end, it's a cycle of life, everything comes back. So I think it should be a priority at least to want to make a difference or get rid of this problem.
Yeah, like to provide for like a common good in a
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a last question or like advice, like what piece of motivation or advice would you give to those who like are ignorant about this problem, or like people who are already know this problem but they just like don't do anything about it, and like what would you say to them?
I would say to think about every person um that you see throughout the day is going through different things that you don't know. So yeah, just take that in mind and don't take things personally.
All right, that's it. Thank you for your time, and hopefully this interview raises awareness on this problem. Thank you.
Of course, of course.